Has the post-COVID bounce back been the same?
Yeah, it's a whole different, like, it's a different ball game now. You know, like there's
Elaborate.
a lot of people did not survive COVID, and I mean that for a lot of industries, not just
Mm-hmm.
DJing. A lot of businesses had to submerge, and that's more brick and mortar places, and not even brick and mortar places. Some people just could not withstand COVID at all.
Mm-hmm.
So coming out of COVID, I was one of the most. I should say I'm really grateful to be like one of the first DJs that actually got back into it right away. And yeah, so the gigs just started rolling just like it first did. I was really scared when going back into it that, you know, the whole game change would change, and it did. But, you know, I was fortunate enough to get gigs, and, you know, gigs kept rolling in. Gigs are completely different now. People and the crowd has changed. So back then, just like if you say like 20 years ago, the industry has changed, 10 years ago, the industry changed, 5 years ago, it changed. But COVID was a big thing that changed everything. People are not as likely to just come out anymore. You really need to like have your own crowd there. You really need to market really well. You need to make things look better than they are.
I feel like that's always kind of been the thing. Maybe not to the extent
So
of.
what you're saying is like
I feel like it was a lot more organic back then. People used to just come out.
With
Okay.
that being said, like the club scene, like do you find it like it's dead now, or like it's
I
like
wouldn't
how
say
do you what separates your party from like everybody else's party?
it's not dead in any sense, like because everybody's still thriving. Like, you know, it's just different. People are a lot more niche. People really stick to like, you know, like if they like soca parties, they go to soca parties. If they like dancehall parties, they go to dancehall parties. If they like downtown things, they go to downtown things. I feel like back then there was a lot more clubs opened up in general. Since then, a lot of clubs are shut down. There's nothing on Peter Street anymore. Like, you know, there's just strips on King and Queen now. You know, a little bit on College. It wasn't like that back in the day at all. There was big places like Barcode. There was like Government. Government was like a
Yeah, I
big
remember
complex.
Barcode.
That was-
Okay, like Toronto, like that's the biggest thing to talk about. Like I know this is way pre-COVID, but like, you know, Toronto was actually a clubbing hub at one
Legendary.
point.
That was a
Yeah,
legendary
and Government
place.
like had like what 6 to 8 clubs in that one place. You know, so there's
Orange
nothing
Room.
like that anymore in Toronto. Like it's a very bar lounge type of
Yeah.
vibe now.
Yeah.
If you talk about clubs, there's only like 44, and like, you know, Mademoiselle is still like, I would say like it's
like
still
a
lounge.
restaurant that
It's
turns
It's a
into
lounge
one.
restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
right?
more of a restaurant. More
So
than
like,
anything.
you know, 44 is the only really like club. So correct me if I'm wrong. Like, you know,
No,
I'm
you're
not
right,
DJing
bro,
because everything else is still
what
a club
about
bar.
like Rebel?
Rebel, yeah,
Massive.
no, it's an
Rebel's
amphitheater. That's that's an amphitheater. That's
Like
not
there
even-
are
That's
still
one, but
spots.
he's right though, cause fam, there were so many more. I used to go out since I was in like high
Yeah.
school, bro. So it's like, bro, you had Government, you had what was it, Sound Academy, you had Barcode, like you said,
Yeah.
you had what Tris, Cure, and like all these clubs, they're not even on King Street. They're all in other locations. So like what you would call like the club district was actually a fairly large area where there was a lot of nightclubs.
Exactly.
Now you go downtown, you more or less hit like King Street, maybe Queen, and then or maybe like the surrounding streets. You know what I'm saying? And then you go to a bar. There's a one,
They're
two
all
clubs,
bars.
but it's mostly bars.
and that they turn into lounges at night. And
Everybody
like,
wants
it's
to
a bar,
sit
it's a
down
bar lounge club type.
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
Well,
vibe.
you know what
That's
about,
they all are.
I would attribute that to like post-COVID. Remember, a lot of people were going out during COVID strictly for the restaurant. So you had clubs that kind of converted more into the restaurant
Exactly what
kind
I'm
of side
talking
of things, just so they can maintain business and have people fucking occupy the
A
space.
lot of those places got closed down, turned to condos too.
Yeah, oh fuck yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I was gonna say, so what genre or what like doubling back on what he was saying, like what separates your party from the rest? What genre do you pertain to? Like, what's your specialty? You know what I mean? What's a DJ Doobz party for the people then?
So just like Toronto is very diverse, I try to keep my portfolio very diverse. When I first started, and my majority of my market still is in the Caribbean culture. So soca reggae parties is where I pretty much started, and still have my niche market. I diversified into like, you know, downtown industry as well now. Since then, I've grown.
Hold
in
on,
it.
hold on. Can I
Yep.
pause you real quick? When you say downtown industry, like just like elaborate a little bit. Like
Okay,
what's downtown party? Because
You're
you
right.
use that term a few times, but it's kind of a blanket term. There's a lot of spots downtown. What are you
Yes.
saying?
You're very right about that, X. So downtown industry is very diverse as well. There's hip hop, majority. Okay, everything plays. I think like for the most part, everything plays a taste of everything. But there's clubs or lounges that like, you know, mainly play hip hop, which would be one industry in downtown. And there's another thing that like, you know, it's like house and house remixes, where it's like, you know, they're playing like, you know, Latin house, and they're playing hip hop house, and like, you know, trap house and deep house, and everything just mixed into one. Disco house and all that stuff, right? So
Right.
like I feel like downtown is kind of like mixed into those things. Remixes are a big thing now. Like, you know, back in the day, DJing was like, you know, playing artists' tracks. Now, like I feel like it's very like differentiated because there's so much access to technology. people are actually like playing a lot more remixes than anything, like because so many people are able to make remixes now.
Okay.
Yeah.
The remix hit harder than the originals.
I think like it's a very
depends on the
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
you know what though? So we've actually had this I don't know, we've had this discussion before. Like when you go into a spot, right? Boom. Do you frequent clubs a lot? Like when you're not working?
See, I think networking for any kind of business, and this is if there's any gem you take away from me at all today, is networking and building a network. And I understood that since graduating high school is the biggest thing you could do for anything in your life. Because when you're ready to start a business or do anything in your life, you have people to call.
I feel you. So you answer my question?
Yeah. So yeah, like literally like
Do you go out a lot? Do you
yeah, I
frequent
do.
parties?
Yeah, I do. I do. I do.
It was an implied answer.
Yeah,
right?
I do.
It was almost
I
like,
was
nigga,
waiting,
you
I was
gotta
like,
go
How are
outside.
you networking? I'm not networking in my basement, bro.
fam,
Yeah,
yes or no
yeah.
question. The man told me about networking. I said,
Yeah.
all right, no. Big
So,
up your network.
Okay, so even to go more specific in that, I don't just like, so I go to other people's parties when I'm off, which is very rarely on weekends. Like, on weekends, I'm usually booked,
Okay.
so, but if I am off, which it does happen, there's random Saturdays or random Fridays I'm off, I'm usually using that time, if not spending with my family, then I'm usually at least going to go check out a competitor or a colleague's party.
Okay.
You always need to see how people are doing and show your face in the industry in order to, to network and to grow.
Okay.
For sure. You need to see how other people are doing it. You're not like, I don't throw my own parties every single weekend. A lot of the weekends I'm hired on other people's parties, right? So yeah, even besides that, I'm not hired on everybody's parties. If I want to get hired on your party, sometimes I need to show up to your party to get myself acquainted.
Face.
Yeah.
But my thing is, so do you ever just go to a club as a regular patron without being networking, without just to see like the scope of things?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
And when you go somewhere,
yeah,
and you don't know who's DJing, what's your tip? Like, I don't know. I don't even say when's the last time you went out and like, boom, just went as a regular person. What do you think of the scape of the music when you walk into a place?
All right, so I'm a lot more critical than a regular patron.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
Skinning up your face, eh?
Yeah. I think any DJ could actually tell you this. Like, we're all guilty of it. As much of a nice guy I like to be, and like, as much as I like to actually like enjoy people's presence and all that stuff, the first thing I do as soon as I walk into any bar or club or anything and there's a DJ playing is actually listen to the DJ and criticize in my head. And after being in it so long, I feel like my mind's changed a lot and, just open. Like, I'm glad that people are just taking the art form. Right. I'm not as like stush and like anymore to be like, oh, yo, what the hell's this person doing? I'm glad people are just doing it.
Okay.
So
leads me to my other question though. So it's 2024, right? You walk into a club and you hear motherfuckers playing racks on racks on racks and swag surf.
I hate that.
And now I think on Big Meat, you hear that set of fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There got to be a name for this.
I fucking hate that.
Man, we're playing All I Do Is Win by T-Pain.
When niggas are playing the 2010 All I Do Is Win
I
fucking
get more
segment.
mad than people vibing.
Yeah. Prepare yourself.
Yo, how do you feel about that? Why are
I'm
DJs
gonna take a
still
shot to this guy. Music's trash.
Oh my god.
Why?
For all the people that wasted their money going to the club that
Because
night.
Turn my swag on. I do not want to hear ever again. Eh? Ever.
Nah, that's
So
crazy.
I think time and place for everything,
what time? When is the time for that mix?
And what year was that place?
Yeah, I know, right? That time was 2010 prime time. No, I'm joking. So if right now in today's day and time, like, I've been guilty of doing the same thing. But again, time and place. So like I would only do that during warm-up time when like barely anybody's in the club. 10:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock when literally people are just trickling in and stuff. Yeah, I'm playing some earlier stuff. Like, I might be playing that stuff because people know the lyrics and you want people to sing along at those times.
There's a method to the madness.
What if it's
There's
1
a
o'clock?
method to the madness.
Okay.
If it's prime time and the DJ,
what if it's 1 o'clock?
and you're downtown Toronto? Downtown Toronto is the mecca, at least in Toronto, that we're supposed to have of the hip hop industry.
Yeah.
At least we have in Canada, at least in the whole.
Right.
It's supposed to be the mecca of our hip hop industry, right? You cannot be playing Big Meech at prime time downtown right now, please. If you're doing that, stop DJing, or just don't go to that club. Like, go to like a 40-year-old club or something like that. Like,
Where that's
DJ
still
for them.
bumping.
Like, DJ for them. Like at prime time and play that. But like time and place, warm up stuff. By all means, you want to play anything.
Warm up is fine.
Yeah, you want to play stuff people are familiar with.
I'm not a dickhead. A few episodes I had my grievances with the Toronto DJs. And some people might feel like I'm being a dickhead, but at least this is coming from a man that does this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you don't know.
I got a
Fix
fucked up
up.
question. I got a fucked up one. Yo, do DJs purposely play music for you to leave?
Yo, at a certain time, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like when the lights on,
No. There's times where it's like, yo, You know when the DJ stopped caring.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yo, fuck it. I don't even care if people start leaving. It's not even time for the people to leave yet. He just said, yo, he's done the good music now. And niggas are trying to put in a request and he's not hearing nothing.
No.
What do you feel about requests?
Yo, cuz, what's your question?
There was 3 questions there.
Yeah, we're going now. We're
That was a lot.
You got excited. You got excited.
shooting at it.
That was a lot. We got
to answer the first one, do people purposely do that?
Yes.
I do see people purposely do that when it's closing time. I've even seen the club owners come up to myself and be like, yo, dudes, we need to calm it down. So literally, as what they mean by that, you're not playing anything hype for people that are gonna like. Or if they're gonna like it, it better be some R&B stuff that they're gonna sing to, so that like, you know, nobody's coming out fighting. Like, you know, it's the biggest thing that club owners, like, there's a method to the madness, what you talked about earlier. Yeah. That's a lot of the things. So like when you're ending the night, you cannot be ending with things that are like, you know, like you know,
there's no Chief Keef.
Yeah, no Chief Keef is ending the night because you already know what's gonna happen when people are leaving. Their hype, their energy's up, and you know when things like that happen, like, you know, there's just more likely things are gonna happen. They want things to end off at a lower point, even if it's like house music, they still end off with like lower progressive house. Like, you know, they do not end off with
aggressive
like
house.
Yeah, not aggressive big stage house. You know,
to calm it down.
So fast forward. How you be feeling about requests when people actually come to you? Hey, can you play this song for me?
So
and they're adamant about it too, eh? Like they're like, yo, hear what? They're coming back if you don't play. How do you feel about those?
Okay, if I'm at a club DJing downtown, that's what we've been talking about all the time. I don't really want to take requests unless it's like a really dead night. Like, you know, then like, okay, fine, maybe, you know, corporate wedding, you know, private gigs, I always want to take requests unless the people that are hiring me told me otherwise. Okay, because when it's that kind of stuff, it's more intimate. Okay, and a lot of my business comes in from the corporate side, from businesses, from weddings, from birthday parties, and you do need to accommodate. If your family hired me, why would I not want to play the stuff your family wants? You know?
No, I feel you.
You know, but when I'm at a club, do not come up to me with your phone saying, yo, Bad Bunny on your phone like this. Like, you know, there's memes about this stuff. Like, you know, please don't do that. Like, you know, it's like, I'll laugh and it'll actually be funny to me. Like, you know, I'll get a chuckle out of it. Like, you know?
No doubt. So, yo, you ever do the ones where you're DJing and, yo, you see how, man, you ever wingman anybody?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You're a good guy.
Yo, oh my God. I egg on the crowd crazy. Like, if the crowd, like, I've done it all. Like, you know, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been there for dead nights. I've been there for nights where there's bare people in the place. And, you know, the DJ before did not hype it up and, you know, and whatever. So I egg on the crowd in any way I can. I'll joke with people. And definitely, yeah, if a mandem needs help with a galdem, I've made like 10 gal wine on one man before because I seen one man was getting no action. So I made a man come on stage. I'm like, yo, let me see, like, you know, which gal has the best wine? Like, you know, let me see. Line after line after line.
You just seen him drowning over there.
Yeah.
In the quicksand.
Threw him out of life jacket.
Just said, yo, forward, bro. You gotta save people.
But yo, that man comes to all my parties now, so.
Of course.
Now you got a lifer. Now you got a lifer. Okay.
I got a lifer out of that.
Sometimes you gotta save people, bro.
Yeah.
I feel you.